and welcome back to the channel and the continued playthrough of Car Dealer Simulator on the PS5. This is made by Garage Monkeys. It's on the store at $18.99 and it's definitely one of the more polished simulator games, and in my humble opinion, well worth the asking price. There's a lot of different scope to the game and it's not overcomplicated that it takes away the enjoyment. We are jumping back in at a point where we'll burn in the midnight oil, or mid-morning oil in this case, to find a quick flip vehicle. So in the last episode, we finished our work on a van. So we've currently got that on the yard there. We've taken pictures, we've uploaded it, it's ready to be sold. And because we had some dollars left, we picked up this little beauty. So we were fairly limited. We had about, I don't know, $3,800 because the other cash was tied up in the van. So we're not at the point yet where we're making big profit margins. And so what I like to do is make sure that we got a couple of vehicles. So I've kind of moved on from quick flips where we get cars that are in good mechanical condition, good visual condition, and just basically clean them. They're quick flips, but as you can imagine, they don't make an awful lot of money. So it keeps the mechanic ticking over. By mechanic, I mean the gameplay mechanic. We haven't got staff at this point, unfortunately. We've done a couple of upgrades, and we need to increase our reputation level and cash to upgrade more. The next one being to a car wash. But that, as you saw, is pretty efficient. That's a nice looking car. We are going to... Whoops, I didn't mean to get in there. We're going to bring up our odometer to reduce the mileage, which obviously we wouldn't condone in real life. So we are going to... I'm expecting this one to get some resistance straight away because we've gone straight for one of the higher numbers there. So we've already taken like quite a bit off. That ought to do it. So let's have a look. Let's have a quick scan of the car and we'll see what kind of profit we're looking at the moment. So the bodywork's not in terrible condition. So that's right down at the bottom there, bottom right. It's in 71%, I think. It's quite hard to read when it's in yellow. Car condition overall is not terrible for that price, so 69%. Summary, we paid 2.8. Estimated revenue is 4.1. So as you can see there, we were estimated at the moment to make about £1,300. Sorry, dollars. Keep saying pounds. Profit. This one we can potentially increase the value a little bit more by doing some body work. So once it's in the green area, that means we are ready to go. And if we pick up the... Am I in the right one here? No, I'm not. We're not actually in the body workshop. That's round the back. Oops. So the body workshop is over here. Okay. So as with the other processes, we're going to get that handy heads-up display up there, top left. So we're going to remove rust with the grinder. So because we upgraded, we got much more effective tools here. So let's go ahead and pick up the grinder. And if we press down, it's going to show us the bits of bodywork that need attention. We don't want to go too crazy on this, because the more we grind away, the more we're then going to have to repair. So we want to be as efficient as we can be. Can use R3 to crouch. And as with the cleaning mechanics, as long as we get the majority of the areas, it should auto kind of complete the rest. And we'll get that little sound cue that tells us that we've done it. And of course our progress bar, as always, will show how much we've done, so we don't need to do much on the front there. Don't want to go too much, say, into the bodywork, because that just creates extra work for us. So we're going to have to get the filler out next, the spatula. There we go. I did a pretty decent job. Onto the filler, which is this spatula here. And same, if we press down, the orange bits, the ones that we need to pay attention to. If we crouch down, we can get a little bit closer to what we need to do. So the bodywork stuff, a little bit more involved, but as you can see, from upgrading, it does make it a little bit easier. That would be my first recommended upgrade, is to try and get your reputation level up, to be able to upgrade this as soon as you can. As I've mentioned in all my recent videos, I am hoping to add some live streaming to the channel. To do that, I need to have 50 subscribers, and so if you could help me get there, I would really appreciate that. I have been trying to build the channel in terms of content. I've been trying to balance that out, really, so I didn't want to be spending a lot of time editing. So I appreciate that that won't make for the most polished product, and that, you know, for the newer games, there's going to be really established channels where if you're looking for a review or an opinion, you probably have your go-to YouTuber already. But I do try and vary the content as much as I can, so that we got kind of first impression videos, we've got some review videos, we've got some episodes, we've got some that do have commentary, we've got some that don't. And all I'm really doing at the moment is enjoying playing games and capturing it on the PS5 so that I can upload it straight to YouTube. I did have another channel where I'd done some barbecuing content, bit of a departure I know from gaming, and some videos on places that we have stayed, because as well as kind of creating content, I also do use YouTube a lot. So for example, going on holiday, and I was trying to explain it to my teenage daughter that when we were booking a holiday when we were younger, you looked at 3 pictures in a catalogue or magazine and hoped that you were going to be staying somewhere that looked at least similar, and that you weren't in some like godforsaken backwater. And so now you can literally almost use YouTube to walk around the place before you even spend a penny of your hard-earned cash. And I do apply that to games as well. So I wasn't completely going off-piece there talking about booking holidays. Is that essentially anything that you buy, you want to make sure that you're getting good quality in what you pay for. And there's so many games out there that I think YouTube's a really good medium to kind of get your kind of review videos, get real people's comments. There's also an element of just having kind of gameplay in the background. So there's a kind of a genre called ASMR, which is kind of relaxing videos. So they tend to be things like, it's going to sound odd, but shoe polishing and things like that, where it's just something in the background that's relaxing, and some people find that they get tingles from that sort of stuff, where it's kind of almost whispered dialogue. And then so my partner and I, we like lots of different games. We've played VR games like Ghost of Tabor, where we just have that on in the background. We just literally have people doing like raids in these extraction games. And as I say that, I've just kind of been reminded of Ark Raiders, where I think I put some content on of that, and we really got into that one as well. And so it can be kind of quite social as well. Anyway, I digress. We have now just about 50 minutes before we can expect customers completed the bodywork on this wonderful vehicle. So we're going to go and... Oh, we've got a customer. Whoops. 1 second, ma'am. Actually, it's a man. 1 second, sir. Okay, we are in the green there. Let's do this deal first. How much are you going to try and knock me down? Just 2,000. Is that all? Oh my. Some people. I'm going to want 10.8. No, I want more than that. Thank you, sir. 10.5. Okay, 10.92. Still a nice tidy profit there. She's yours, sir. Enjoy.
Okay.
There you go. Our bank balance is now 10,905. Let's get some photos of this little beauty and get it listed, so we can turn this into profit as well. Okay. So ideally what we'd want to be doing is all the work at night and maximising our sales during the day. So you can have, and I've done this before, I've got kind of 3 quick flip cars and had quite a full forecourt. It doesn't necessarily make you more money, but I think then potentially every time you do a successful deal, easy for me to say, then your reputation should increase. So this is at 4647, saying that it's a very good deal. So let's try for 5.5. Still in the green. So happy with that. I don't think that's going to get us to our next upgrade for the car wash. So we need to be trying to make a little bit more profit here. Now, it did say that there's a car wreck in the south, or an abandoned vehicle even, in the south of the town. Now we've got a customer. Hello. Hang on, we've not made an offer yet. Wants to offer 3.9. I would like 5,000, if you don't mind. 4098. I mean, I could hold out more than I'm doing at the moment, but I'm just trying to kind of increase my reputation and get through the levels. 4-2, she's yours. Okay, so we're at 15,128. We can't get our car washed just yet because otherwise we're not going to be able to buy a vehicle for $128. So let's have a quick look on the map. So it said the south of the town. I'm assuming that we're talking about us being at the north then. So we've got an unread email as well. But I think this is that offer. Let's see. Exclusive deal, don't keep me waiting. This is Philip. I heard you took over the business from Little Sam. I think I've read this one before. I haven't got 29,000. I'm going to have to reject it, unfortunately. And let's move that into the trash. About the wreck heap in the southern part. Let's go and have a little drive. Just so that we got something a little bit different than just the quick flips in terms of content. I mean, that is the gameplay mechanic, essentially, but let's get ourselves the dolly here. See if we can't go and get ourselves a freebie. Because otherwise we're going to be kind of treading water a little bit in making small profits. Just driven over the dolly there. Not done that before. I have to remember what it was there. So it's up on the directional pad. Yeah, I've got that on screen. So the mechanics are kind of true to life in that reversing with the dolly in the back can be tricky. That's why I try and avoid doing it. So I'm not very good at it. So if we're north, based on the map, let's head immediately south. We're going a little recce, see if we can't find this abandoned vehicle that we can have for free. So it said a wreck heap, didn't it? So let's just have a look. Doesn't look like a wreck heap. And we're on the wrong side of the road. So we don't seem to get fined or any decrease to reputation by speeding. That looks like it could be a wreck heap now. Okay. Let's get out and have a little look at what's going on. I mean, that is a wreck heap, but there's not any vehicle there that's in any kind of condition that we could take it. I mean, we're pretty much at the most southerly point of the map by the looks of things. Definitely nothing there that we can take, and the plan would be is to just immediately take it to the scrapyard anyway. Just keep an eye out in case there's anything nearby. Now I'm assuming my petrol gauge there, it looks like it's full. So we've got our... There's the end of town. So we'll head up this way. What's that straight ahead? That looks like some kind of caravan type thing. I'll have a little look in there. Some more wreck. Quite a few wrecks actually, by the looks of things. Anything in here? Is that truck one? No, that's going nowhere. Just have a little wander on foot. I mean, absolutely everything's a little bit run down, as you can see. So we will head over back from whence we came. A bit of a shortcut. So what do we got over here? As you can see again, you know, the world's quite well populated. There's an orange dot on here. I'm just going to... so there's fuel over there. With 2 L's. Just going to get out and have a look over here, because there is some kind of orange dot on the map, but then it looks like we're almost immediately over it. So the first one that we were prompted to go and look at was near the scrapyard, and the orange dot on the map seemed to be where that was. I've not seen that before. That's the boundary. Can't go past there. Doesn't look like there's anything here either that is going to be in any kind of condition that we can tow, unfortunately. Yeah, that's not going to be. I don't know whether you can see in the mini map there. It's like a little orange dot, which we seem to be almost on top of. So this is kind of a bit of a scrap pile. I'd hoped that there's a vehicle around here somewhere that we could take. Okay, so we're not going to be picking up our freebie, unfortunately, but that's another nice kind of gameplay mechanic there. Every so often you'll get these messages that say there's an abandoned vehicle that you can pick up. So they won't be drivable, and almost all the component parts apart from the fuses are missing. So be interesting actually to see whether you can kind of almost harvest parts. So you can sell the whole vehicle to the scrapyard, and because you're not paying anything for it, that's just all profit. Nothing over there that I can see. I'm going a bit off the beaten track here, so let's follow this road around. You can see a little bit of pop in there on the draw distance, but I mean, this hopefully, if nothing else, I know it's been a bit of a wasted journey, but it gives you some idea of the size of the world map. So we better head back to the dealership because we're now at kind of about 2:30 p.m. and we haven't made $1 today. So we need to rectify that. We need to find ourselves a vehicle to flip and make a few quid. That's probably going to be a dead end over there. Well, what's green? It's got some kind of point of interest on there, hasn't it? What might this be? Yeah, not anything that we're going to be able to pick up. Bit of a rundown building there. Just wanted to see what this green... Let's have a look on our tablet. Oh, players car. Okay. Right, let's head back. So you've had a wonderful drive out into the country with me. Can we go across there? Because I need to be going in a different direction. I've not rolled the car yet. So actually, I think that would make sense in that one of the options was to reset traffic. So when you go onto your options menu, and I thought, what does that mean? Is it that the traffic flows change? But I guess that would be if you get your vehicle stuck, because I did do that early in the playthrough. On the yard itself, I managed to drive the car into a bush somehow and get very, very stuck, and it took a while to get loose. So that's probably like just to reset your vehicle's position. So as you would expect, on the outskirts of town, it's a bit more bereft, a bit more wilderness. We're heading into town. Back to the dealership. Just show you before we go back. So we've got a billboard there for Car Cleaner Simulator, which is going to be made by the same developers. So that's Garage Monkeys. We've got our fuel there. And then, I mean, these traffic lights and stuff, we don't get into trouble through running them. Back to the dealership. That was, unfortunately, a bit of a wasted journey. But you got to have a little tour of what do they call it? Winston Springs? So we'll leave the truck over here for now, so it's not in the way. You have to be careful reversing this with the dolly, as you can see. Okay. So let's have a look for our next big purchase. It'd be nice to get something a little bit more expensive. We want to make sure that we at least filter to drivable. We've got 34 options at the moment. We got the newest ones. I haven't done either of those first two, the off-roader, boulder, or the canyon. I think we've done Vanguards. We've definitely done a Pulse. The station wagons, I believe, sell quite well. But I'm not sure we're going to be able to afford one. 18,300. So that's the Phantom Voyager. We got Harmonia and Dante. Off-roader Canyon at 8.2. Harmonic, another Dante there. What it might be nice to do is go through, let's see where we make the most money. So I'm going to go for one of those first two, actually. I think I'm going to go for the Boulder. It's got 50,000 on the clock. Let's see what we're looking at. It's 44% drivable. It's in excellent condition visually. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's schedule a meeting. The map down there at the bottom will tell us how far away it is. Our dealership is round about where I've got the arrow, so easy walking distance. Let's go and get it. Yeah, so less than 200 meters away. We can move along at a fairly decent pace in the game. Here's some of the characters. And there she is. I'm not sure I don't know why, but I've never had a thing for green cars. Okay, let's give it a quick scan. See what we're dealing with. So it's not polished at all. Oh, it's washed. Not sure what we're going to be able to do to this, to be honest. It might have been a mistake because it's in pretty much tip-top condition. Can still make on it because we can try and get it cheaper. I was going to try and work towards bigger profit margins. So let's see what it does with the low ball. Okay, 9155. I'm just going to accept that. That seems pretty reasonable.
Let's do this.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure doing business with you. Now I've got the long drive back to the dealership. Ooh. Well, the bodywork was in excellent condition. Thankfully, driving around doesn't lead to damage on the vehicle. So other than reducing the mileage on this, I'm not sure what we're going to be able to do in terms of increasing its value. Let's just put it in the body shop. I'm not sure there's any rust or anything on here that we're gonna... I've put it in the wrong one again. I'm not sure there's any rust or anything that we can do anything about, but let's have a look. Pick up the... We've picked up the sprayer, unfortunately. We don't need that. If we press down, yeah, I mean, there's nothing, no body work that needs doing. It's already washed. So I think what we're gonna, all we can really do, whoops, is reduce the mileage. Let's go ahead and do that. I mean, it was already at low mileage. Odometer. $47. Okay, well let's go and let's get it on the forecourt, take the pictures, and we'll see what we can do. Anything's profit, isn't it? We haven't literally, all we've done is reduce the mileage. Let's see if we can get this flipped before the end of the working day. Got customers desperate for a purchase here. So I can't really see on screen very well whether those customers that turn up and there's nothing there to buy, whether that's harming our reputation. I think it might be actually, but only ever so slightly. Right, let's get this listed. I think I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start closing the dealership during the day when there's no vehicles to sell. Okay, let's get those images on there. So it's suggesting that 11.8 is a very good price. So let's go for... Can we get to 13,000? Yeah. Okay. I think unfortunately have we got customers? I can't remember what time we get custom till. I mean, I could look for another one. I've got 5.9 there to play with. Let's do that, and then we'll see what kind of profit we got. So again, let's try and 5.9, filter it to at least drivable. Visual condition. We want excellent, really, for the quick flips. Treated means that it's been washed as well, which, as you can expect, you would expect to pay more. But so that we've got some cars out there. Apex, and I go for that one as well. The pulses seem to do alright. That said visual condition poor. I thought I put excellent. We do have custom. It's like the Apex is just across the road there, actually. 9.7 from 13,000. I'm sorry, but unless he comes up quite a bit, this ain't going to happen. 10,000. I can't do it. Right, what did I pay? I'm going to reject that one. Sorry, I think it's worth it. And I've got another vehicle across here. I've got business to attend to. Oh, nearly got run over. So let's see, I think it's got to be worth... I mean, that should tidy up with a wash. It's got to be worth holding out for a better price sometimes, right? As it's written in the ad, the car costs 4.6. How about I offer you 3.5? $3.8. Let's go for 3.6. So we weren't a million miles away there. 3.626, an extra $26. You have yourself a deal. Right, let's get this back to the dealership. All the way over here. Hopefully by holding out we get a better sale price on that one we've got there. I think we're going to have to do a bit of work to this one. So let's get it into... I nearly always go in the wrong one. Let's get it into the body shop first. See what we're dealing with. Okay, so yeah. I mean, we can't have it all. We wanted something fairly cheap. It's my fault. I thought I'd put the filter onto just decent bodywork, and clearly that wasn't the case. This is classed as poor. As long as we hit most of the orange here, we should be alright. Always felt a bit weird that you could wash the car and then start doing the bodywork. Let's just crouch down here to get these bits. So this time I'm going about it a bit differently. Not that it impacts on the game. You can wash the vehicle, do the bodywork, and then you don't have to wash it again. I would like, it'd be really nice to see some comments being added if you're watching these videos. Is this a game that you've played? Is it a game that you're thinking of playing? And has watching this video or other videos helped you make that decision? And what are your experiences? What are your recommends? Have you started building up your collection of vehicles? Are you have you moved into being more of a mechanic, and does that kind of mean that you can increase your profit? Any hints or tips would be gratefully received, because yeah, whilst it's a simulator and it's a car dealer simulator, I think it's nice to have those extra gameplay loops that you can do some repairs, you can do a bit of car washing. So once I've got, or able to get, a workshop upgrade, I'm guessing that's going to open up the options to actually then start really repairing some vehicles, because it'd be nice to have enough cash to be able to do some kind of project work where we start building up our collection by buying the cars that are a bit more run down and restoring them to 100%. So I haven't had any vehicle as yet I can remember where it was completely 100%. They tend to be between kind of 50 and 60% drivable. We need them to be pristine, ready to be trophies. So I imagine there's a good few hours worth of gameplay in that. As you can see, because the grinder although it's more efficient, it's also got a bigger area, so that means that if we then start getting a bit carried away with the rust spots, as I did here, then it means that we've got more to fill. The sander, or the polisher, because we're going to polish this out once we've got the putty on, is quite forgiving. This is probably the most involved bit, and there's also the spraying. At first you've got just a spray can and the nozzle is quite small, and so that can be quite time consuming, whereas with the spray gun it's a little bit easier. Okay, so our progress bar is filling up nicely there. Don't have to hit every millimetre of this, just get the majority of it. Haven't done any on the back here, so that should. There we go. So we've got 2 more steps. We need to grab this and polish it out, so you can see this is nice and easy. Just move this along pretty much all the panels at a fairly decent pace. Across the bumper there, or the bonnet even. You'd be surprised to hear that I'm not a qualified mechanic in real life. So as I've done this in a different order, I better remember that I need to also wash the car as well. It's all buffed out nicely. Progress bar's looking like it's filling up quite nicely too. Let's press down so we can see where the orange bits. It's like, yeah, I'll be forgiving, but you can't miss an entire panel. And we didn't do any of the front bumper. There we go. And last but not least, a little bit of paint spraying. So you can stand at a fair distance away from the vehicle and still get a decent application. Have to worry about taping up the lights or anything. And we should have this, once we've given it a wash and reduced the mileage, hopefully make a few dollars on this. And then it'll probably be around about that time to call it the end of the episode, once we've got this on the forecourt and listed. And then after that, I'm going to carry on with my playthrough. Let's just get that orange on so we can see the bits we've missed. I'm going to carry on with my playthrough, but without commentary. So every now and again, I'll just add a commentary video so that I can talk about some of the new things that I've experienced. And as we kind of reach key milestones, shall we say. Progress bar is not looking that far off. I haven't done any of this. There we go. So that's already looking pretty decent. We'll get you over to the car wash. Which is just here. Okay, as always, we're going to start with the foam. smaller vehicle this, so it should be quite quick. Again, with the foam, you can stand at a fair old distance away and it'll give decent coverage. As you can see here, I'm being a bit manic with it, but still doing a pretty good job. If only washing the car in real life was this easy. There we go. Move on to rinse that off. You can do the majority of this side from the ladder position here. So if you are on the ground there and you're wondering why your progress bars stop going up or it's not shown as completed, it's worth checking the bonnet and the roof, and the steps should be there from the outset in that workshop over there, just in case you were wondering. Should be there or thereabouts once we've done the back. Perfect. Mileage, it's already pretty low, isn't it? But let's shave a few more off. Wow, it's taking quite a few off here actually. We're starting to get that resistance. We're going to jump over to orange pretty quick. There we go. Get this onto the forecourt, and that will just about do it for this episode, I think. So what I'm going to do, as I say, is once we've sold our vehicles, is I'm going to close up the shop. Because I do think that it's slightly affected our reputation by having customers turn up and we got nothing to sell, which kind of makes sense, doesn't it? So nice little addition there that there's a flash when it's night time. You're trying to take your pictures. Okay, let's list this. Your ads, as always, just a car. We only ever really seem to have one in stock, so we took a picture with a flash on. They're a little bit dark on there, but that's not going to affect even the sale price. Recommended, or the RRP is 7347, so I'm going to stick it on at 85. See how that looks. Photo 77. Okay. Post your advertisement. So there we go. That's where we are up to. It's 1:41 in the morning, and so I'm gonna finish this video. And then going to start a whole new day. We can hopefully make enough profit that we can then unlock our car wash, which is the next kind of key milestone. We got these two to sell, so we got what is probably like a, in the UK equivalent to something like a car Focus, and this is probably something like like a Land Rover-ish type vehicle. So we've got 13,000 tied up in the Boulder, 8.5 in the Pulse. Let's see how much we get for it and increase our profit. Thank you very much for watching. As I mentioned in all my recent videos, I am looking to move in towards live streaming, and to do that I need to have 50 subscribers. So if you could help me get there, I'd really appreciate it. And it just means that I can carry on capturing content in real time and hopefully have some actual interaction, some real-time interaction with those of you that do watch these videos. And As always, thank you very much for watching.